Yo, what's up, Gemini? Welcome to monthly forecast for the month of April 2018. Gemini, a lot of important astrology happening again this month. We've got your ruler Mercury, which is going to be going direct mid-month. Then we have Chiron, which is going to be changing signs, and that's extremely rare. Chiron doesn't really change signs very often. And then on April 17th, we've got Saturn, which is going to be going retrograde, and we also have Pluto, which is going to be going retrograde on April 22nd, and the Sun is going to be in an area for you, Gemini, throughout the month of April 2018. This area has to do with having fun. It has to do with your social situation. So for the first 3 weeks of April, Gemini, just put the career thing off to the side a little bit. Go out, have fun. You know all about having fun, Gemini. And you are a social butterfly naturally, so this is great energy for you. So go to your favorite bar, go to your favorite restaurant, go hang out with your friends. You're going to be more involved with social media than you usually are in the first 3 weeks of April. So a lot of you probably really are involved with social media already. And because you are the sign that rules communication, and there's tons of communication that happens through social media nowadays. So you could see yourself frequenting social media even more in the first 3 weeks of April. And the sun's going to shift into an area that has to do with getting rest on April 19th. So on April 19th, you're going to see your energy levels going to come down a bit. This is more about rest and relaxation following April 19th. Some of you might see some secrets getting highlighted in your life following April 19th, but those are the main themes for you, Gemini, for the month of April 2018. Now I'm going to talk about some more specific major astrological events that are set to occur this month and what they mean for you. Right off the bat, on April 2nd, Mars is going to be aligning with Saturn. So we have Mars and Saturn aligning in the same part of the sky. And for you, this has to do with a shared resource situation. This could have to do with a contract, a business deal, a negotiation. So any of the aforementioned, this could even have to do with your sex life for some of you. So this is a very, basically this influences Mars wants to forge ahead and Saturn wants to restrict. So on April 2nd, you might feel this type of energy regarding any of the aforementioned. It's like, Mars is an impetuous attraction. So for some of you, it's like, are you impetuously attracted to somebody? But for some reason, Saturn's restricting you. It's like simultaneously. For others of you, it's like you want to push forward regarding something that has to do with a shared resource situation, but Saturn's restricting you. For others of you, it might have to do with a business partnership, deal, negotiation, investment of some sort. You want to push ahead, but Saturn restricts. On April 4th, Mercury, your ruler, retrograding. It's making an angle to Mars. It's a little bit of a trickier angle, and this one has to do, I'd say, with, it's kind of an imbalance maybe when it comes to your social life and somebody you share your resources with potentially, or somehow social media and a contract might pertain for a select few. I know it's a very specific thing, but for some of you, there might be some conversations about something about social media. On the other end, it has to do with shared resource situation, business partnership, or a deal potentially of some sort. That's very specific. That's not going to resonate for all of you. But I'd say overall, this is like you got to try to have some kind of balance here between whoever you share your resources with and, your social life. So it's like there's either too much emphasis on one or the other, and look out for that one on April 4th. On April 7th, Venus is going to be aspecting Saturn positively. So this is a nice one. And this is actually, I'd say this is some sort of closed door exchange regarding a business deal. It's a closed door exchange regarding a contract for some of you. For others of you, this Venus is in the mix. This might have to do with a secret attraction that you have for somebody who's in a business partnership potentially. So there's tons of different ways that this aspect can resonate. And Saturn is long term. So, if there is a secret attraction, Gemini, potentially this is somebody who has the potential to go the distance with you. So especially if you're single and you know somebody from your industry who you're interested in, I wouldn't hesitate to make the way you feel known to this person, but it's going to be different for all of you. On April 11th, the Sun is going to aspect Jupiter, which is retrograding, and this is sort of has to do with an imbalance again. So it's like this Jupiter retrograde is in this area that has to do with your work situation. The Sun's going to be in this area that has to do with your social life. And it's the angle they're making to each other is kind of about, it's sort of like making adjustments. So what adjustments can you make, Gemini, to make yourself more available in one or the other. It's like, are you at work too much and your social life is suffering? You Geminis like to have fun, so social life is definitely important for you. So I'm not saying that, that your social life is completely neglected, because some of you somehow, you know how to integrate both into your life all the time, but there is some adjustments that can be made there, so that if there is an imbalance going on, maybe you're at work too much on one end and not enough social life, or on the opposite end of the spectrum, maybe you're too much on social media all the time and involved in friendships and not enough, put your nose to the grindstone. That's, it's going to be different for all of you. It's going to be one or the other, depending on what your situation is. But adjustments can be made to create a balance here on April 11th. And this also has to do with your health. So if you've been neglecting your health, then there might be a red flag that gets raised right around April 11th. You might need to make some adjustments regarding what you eat potentially. If you're not getting enough exercise, then exercise is important. Now, for you Geminis that are total fitness gurus, hey, none of that would apply to you. This would be, some of you Geminis are really consistent with your fitness, and if you fall within that group of Gemini that are consistent with your fitness, this might be you making some adjustments to your workout routine. On April 15th, Mercury, your ruler, is going to turn direct. It's been retrograding since March 22nd. It's in this area that has to do with your social life. It has to do with social media. It has to do with technology. So Mercury retrograde in this area can sometimes bring up conversations that you've had with your friends before, that you've had on social media before, that you've had in the past in your social life, and it could even bring up, sometime between March 22nd and April 15th, maybe some friends who you haven't talked to in a while. Maybe they came back into the picture, and maybe you had conversations with them. Now, Mercury will go forward on April 15th, so conversation is going to be easier. It's going to be smoother. Especially with you're ruled by Mercury. So when Mercury retrogrades, the conversations can be, you just got to proceed a little bit more cautiously. But, now with Mercury going forward on April 15th, things, you should be able to communicate with more eloquence. Also on April 15th, there's a new moon in this area of technology, social media, friendships. So, the way a new moon works, it's going to hit on April 15th, 6 months that follow April 15th. Not all Geminis are going to see new friendships coming into your life in the 6 months that follow April 15th, but some of you might. So if you make some new friends over the 6 months that follow April 15th, you can attribute it to that new moon that's going to hit on that date. This also has to do with technology. So does your technology need to be upgraded? Do you have the latest and greatest phone or electronic devices? Is there any area of electronics in your life that you think about, hey, maybe I could really upgrade that, whatever could help you. If you need to upgrade some of your electronics to improve the overall quality of your life, then it could happen in the 6 months that follow April 15th. On April 17th, this is a big one. This is like a whole new chapter, Gemini. This is Chiron will be shifting into your area of technology, friendship, social media. Now, Chiron has to do with oversensitivity. So sometimes Chiron can make you oversensitive. So regarding any of the things that I just mentioned, you may see oversensitivity while Chiron's transiting here from time to time. And it's going to be in this area for a long time. It's going to be in this area until April 14th, 2027. But before it goes into your area of technology, friendship, social media permanently, there's going to be a couple things that I'm going to mention right now. So it's going to move into your area of technology, social media, and friendships on April 17th. Then it's going to go retrograde on July 5th, and it's going to retrograde so much that on September 25th, it's going to back out of your area of technology, social media, friendships. It's going to move back into your area of career. It's going to retrograde in your area of career until December 9th. And it'll start to move forward again on December 9th in your area of career. And eventually it'll move on to your area of friendship, social media, technology, where it'll stay till April 14th, 2027. So this is a whole new chapter. This is an epic chapter. So if you become overly sensitive regarding anything, maybe you're posting something on social media, or oversensitivity in your friendships, in your social situation, just know that if these bouts of oversensitivity, you might be making too big of a deal out of it. It's not as really as a big a deal as you think it is potentially for some of you. So this has to do with Chiron's influence there, and this is going to make the things that I just mentioned more prevalent in your life, because Chiron's there is going to be more of an influence of technology, more of an influence of your social situation. So you're going to see that a lot, and it's like I said, this influence is epic. It's all the way until April 14, 2027. Saturn's going to go retrograde on April 17th. This is an area of shared resources, shared finances, business deals, contracts, negotiations. R for retrograde, R for review, potentially reviewing. If there's an outdated shared resource situation in your life, R for retrograde, R for release. That's very specific. Obviously, not all Geminis are going to be releasing shared resource situations, but if it's time to go, it's time to go. On April 22nd, Pluto doing the same thing. So Pluto also in this area, shared resources, shared finances, business contracts, deals, negotiations, retrograding until September 30th. So this is bringing the intensity a little bit more. April 29th, full moon in your area of work, some sort of development regarding your work, potentially your health, your daily life. That's all I have for you this month, Gemini. Thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe, share, and like. I'm on Instagram, Gregory Furlan Official. And I did post daily astrology on Facebook, but I'm kind of changing that up now. So check me out on Instagram, Gregory Furlan Astrology. Have a great month. I'll see you next time.